All right, welcome to which class is this today? It's yoga for bone health. Yeah, let's come to the mat. So coming to a mountain position, feet are hip distance apart. Roll the shoulders back and down, just let your arms be at ease. You can just gently draw the navel up, just for a bit of support, like 10-15% effort. Crown of the head rises, chin is parallel to the floor. And the invitation, as always, is to either close the eyes or just gaze downward softly. And we do this to just kind of shut out, like our external environment so that we can start to focus in on the internal environment. And we can begin to notice the breath within the body, perhaps sensation in the body. We can check in with how things are in the body, the heart, and the mind. And we can notice these things without applying judgment. We're always very quick to judge ourselves, so we can just notice, maybe there's some fluctuations in the heart today for whatever reason, or in the mind. We can observe that and just note it as it is, not needing or wanting to change anything per se. We can just observe how things are. And then with a conscious decision, we can then draw attention to breath and body, observing the expansion and contraction of each inhalation, each exhalation. Just providing a bit of a pause so that we can be fully present in this moment. And another invitation maybe to take hand to heart, hand to belly. Just to feel this extra bit of touch, this extra bit of communication, connection here, body and mind and heart. I'm just setting an intention for today's practice. You're choosing an intention, or maybe the intention could be just allowing things to be as they are, accepting things as they are. Working within the boundary of our bodies today, exploring the limitations without going beyond them. Nice and easy, we'll release, stretch out the face. We just make some little movement here, circling the wrists, one ankle at a time. Look at the shoulders, maybe get a little watery. And then coming to stand. Let's take those shoulders forward and up on an inhale. Back and down on the exhale. Forward and up. And as you come back and down, I want you to bring lots of awareness to that scapula and the final tuck of the wingtips into the pockets. Inhaling forward, up. Exhale, back and down, all the way down, drawing that energy down into the opposite pockets. And when we come down this time, we're going to hold it and draw the navel in towards the spine. Holding, so heart is lifted, shoulders are back, and then release. We'll do that 2 more times. Forward, up. Exhale, back and down. Feel those muscles, drawing the scapula down, tucking in the wingtips into the opposite pockets. Breathing in and out, and then release. And we'll do that 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale. I've been practicing these a lot, and it's making such a big difference. I'm really noticing it a lot, and my, the injury here on my shoulder is doing a lot better. So we'll just do that one more time. Sorry, just admitting somebody there. And release. Okay, we're gonna take our arms here just at our sides and do an external rotation. So feel that tucking in of the scapula and this opening through the chest, pectorals, and then an internal rotation. So just moving this internal, external, enough to feel that stretch. Remembering we're still in the warm up. So we don't need to be like 80% here, just gently warming up muscles here. Okay, arms in front, inhale and scoop the scapula forward. Exhale, bring it down, and the other direction. Exploring this range of motion. Being really gentle and kind with yourself, especially if you're like, ah, I can't bring my arms up over my head. Let's do internal, external rotation, gaze at the palm. You know, sometimes we have certain expectations of the body, and when the body doesn't meet that expectation, we can get really disappointed and frustrated. So instead, try to just kind of notice, okay, this is how it is today. It doesn't mean it's going to be like that forever. Accepting things as they are so that we're not adding that extra layer of difficulty, of stress, of strain, release of tension on the body because, you know, we're layering on disappointment. All right, one arm up, one arm down, both arms back. It's really hard to accept our body's limitations. But, you know, working with that in a really kind and friendly way, you know, we can, when we bring like just friendliness and kindness to ourselves, just makes a world of difference. Let's take our right arm on top. Inhale. Exhale, extending our elbow and fingertips over to the left. And our gaze and our heart and our belly are forward. Let's bring it back to center. Inhale and exhale, reach, explore that range of motion, back to center and exhale, reach. Now this time, these little fingers that are under your right elbow, just take those fingers and gently draw your upper arm in toward the chest for a little extended hold here. Maybe stretch at the face, you can even move the head around a little bit. And then we'll come back to center and release. Get watery. We'll do the other side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, back to center. Exhale. Reach it over. And by now you can probably tell one side might feel different than the other. So again, bringing real tenderness to whatever you're noticing. And I'm kind of like bringing a lot of awareness to this today because I'm still working with limitations here at the shoulder, doing the best I can. As my body starts to, you know, heal, and it is healing. And release. Okay, nice and tall again. Tuck the chin in, then drop the chin down. Let that head get heavy. As it starts to get a little heavier and heavier, and you feel that stretch in the back of the neck, just take your head to one side and then the other. Gradually opening up that range of motion. And if you need a little extra time just to get there, that's fine. Take the head back to center when you're ready. Lift the chin, Grab onto your wrist, forearms or elbows, inhale, exhale, gaze over to one side. Inhale back to center, gaze over to the other. Inhale back to center, and again. And again. Inhale back to center, let's take left ear to left shoulder. Keep our arms behind, inhale. Unless of course you need to release if there's too much tension for the bind. Inhale up, let's do that one more time on each side. Be nice and easy. Making adjustments as you need to as you go along. Okay, release, stretch up the face, get watery again. Okay, let's come to some cat-cows or some kitten-cats. Coming into our tabletop shape, slightly bend the knees and really lift the sit bones up to the sky. Lift the heart and the head and drop the belly. So we should be feeling that stretch in the back of the leg. Inhaling. And exhale, either coming to that rounded spine, or you can come to a neutral spine, but still take navel to the spine and tuck the tail. And then moving between cow pose, belly drawn down, cat or kitten pose. Waking up the spine. Okay, we're gonna stay here and explore our scapular push-up. So we're gonna have the arms are gonna be straight, slight bend in the knee, take the navel towards the spine, neutral spine, and drop the heart down as the scapula come together towards the spine, but the arms stay straight, essentially, inhale. And then exhale, lift, really protract, take the heart up. So the shoulder blades are really drawn away from each other. So bringing a lot of awareness to this scapular movement, because we're going to use this today in one of our exercises to strengthen this part of the body. So I've used the elevator analogy before, so your heart is in an elevator and the heart comes down to the basement, and then the heart lifts up to the penthouse. So there's this like gentle rounding in the upper back, and then dropping. Okay, bend the knees, inhale, float your arms up to the sky. Exhale, trace those angel wings back behind you. Stretch out the face, I'm gonna roll out the shoulders. And release, good. Arms at your sides, mountain pose, inhale, just gently drawing the fingertips to the top of your knee, but keep the heart lifting up towards the sky, exhale, up, and let's go back and forth today. So just gradually, just like when we move the head from side to side, we just gradually, like little micro movements, expand this range of motion. And this is safe, this spinal movement for osteoporosis, because we're just doing a few and we're not adding weight to it. So, and it's not overly repetitious. So this is going to be the last one. Stretch out the face and roll out the shoulders. Very good. Okay, and again, we're gonna go this nice slow spinal stretch, and we come into a nice easy twist. We're not forcing, we're not moving too quickly, making sure we're tall every time we take a big breath in. Nice on the hips too. And release. Good. All right, so feet maybe a little bit wider than hip distance, toes pointed forward. We're gonna reach forward, squat back. Exhale, pull in and squeeze those shoulder blades together. Inhale, sit back, exhale, pull in. And then any amount, you don't have to come all the way down. just whatever you're comfortable with. And if it's better for your knees to have your toes slightly turned out, like that's okay too, like adjusting so that your body is in good alignment, you feel comfortable and safe. Last one. And if you ever have any questions, you can always ask me after the practice. Okay, roll out the shoulders. Good. Feet nice and wide. Let's sink down. Rise up. A little tick-tock. Lift pelvis up on each side. Sink down again. All right, let's flow. Inhale down, expansion. Exhale up, contraction. Inhale. Expand. Contract. So let's feel the full expansion, the legs, full contraction. So squeezing the thighs, lifting the glutes, even the calves, lift the arches of the feet. Here we go. Contract and lift. Inhale, expand. Contract and lift. Okay, now we'll come to the side. So inhale down and exhale, reach, pull into the, push into the ball of the foot. Maybe lift the heel. Inhale down. Exhale, reach. Down. Last one on each side. Make it all even. Good. And we are doing some deadlifting today. So let's make sure we get a nice little stretch here. So feet hip distance, heart is open, spine is neutral. Bring your hands on your thighs, just come to a tabletop, and we're closing something like the door behind you. Getting that stretch in the back of the leg. Inhale and exhale. Squeeze the glutes, hip, come forward. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, push back and exhale. Heart is forward. Exhale, back of the leg, press into the heels. Last one. Fabulous. All right, sun salutations. Hands on the back of the chair, or you can have it on the seat of the chair. Stepping back, reaching forward, stretch out the face, and sway from side to side of the shoulders. And then pedal the knees forward and back, heels down, and the pelvis pedals. Draw one hip back, then the other. And take your time, allow the stretch to really penetrate deep into your muscle. All right, inhale, right foot forward, knee over ankle, floating one or both arms up to the sky. Exhaling, hands will come down and stepping back, slight bend in the knees. Inhale, left side, reaching up. Exhaling, stepping back. Repeating right side, inhale, pressing to that back heel, lift the glute, lift the heart. Exhale, stepping back. Left side, inhale. And exhaling. Inhale, right foot forward, left foot out to the side a little bit. Squeeze those thighs together. Reach up, pull something heavy down. Reach up, shoulder blades glide up, reach down, and then glide down. Reach up, pull something heavy. Use the imagination. Last one, reach up. Good. Hands come back, turn that back toe forward, come into our forward fold. And left foot comes forward, right foot out to the side, bend the knees, squeeze the thighs, press into the back heel. Okay, externally rotate both arms, lift the heart, palms are up. Exhale, take the back of the hands together, either coming into this really rounded shape, and then inhale. And then exhale, or you don't have to tuck the chin if you don't want to round in the upper spine. adapting as we need to care for the body as best we can. Next one. Bring the hands down, turn that back to a forward, and we'll step back. Final forward fold here, so make any little movements, it's gonna feel nice. Stretch up the face maybe. And walk to the chair. Let's grab our heavy weights. You just start with one. And of course, choosing if you want to go lighter or medium, taking the weight overhead or even no weight, depending on how you're feeling with with your shoulders, arms, etc. Hug in at the ribs and lift the navel. Lift one leg, push it forward, retract it, lower it down. Lift, push. Keep going. I'm just going to show you the side view, and I'm going to go with a little lighter weight. Almost there. Almost there. So we lift, push, retract, and lower. Lift, push, retract, and lower. And you can see there's no rounding in my spine or overly arching. It's just a nice neutral spine. So I'm lifting my navel up and I'm hugging in at the ribs. One more each side. Okay. Release that down. We're going to grab, make sure you've got two heavy weights here. Sitting forward in the chair, weights at your knees. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold. Draw the navel in towards the spine. Take your weights at your side. Inhale. Exhale, bring it up to your pockets. Inhale down and exhale, lift. Inhale down, exhale, lift. Inhale down, exhale, lift. Take those weights to the knee and we'll rise up. So we just did a few. Drop one of those weights and then like pick your preferred weight for the left side, right side, modified pistol squat. So we're going to take that weight into the chest. Left ankle under left knee, right foot extended forward. We're going to crush the can underneath this left heel, but we got to inhale, come forward first. Exhale, crush the can, push those hips forward. Inhale, forward fold, sitting, exhale, rise. So at your own pace, inhale, crush the can, exhale, inhale, exhale. Navel's drawn back toward the spine. And really squeeze, push the hip forward. And we'll do one more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Release. All right, switch sides. Maybe let's just take a pause. Reconnect with the breath. Roll up the shoulders. And then when you're ready, make sure your ankle is under the knee. We're going to inhale forward again. Exhale, crush that can, push the hip forward. Inhale, sit it back. And at your own pace. Looking good, you guys. Last one. Okay, and release. And just prepare it with the weight overhead. I just got a message. I'm just going to check here. Okay. Okay, Suzanne. Good listening to your body, doing the right thing. Okay. So take your arms up overhead. Lift the navel and hug in the ribs. So we have this really tall spine. You're sitting forward on the chair. When you're ready, inhale, exhale. inhale, release, inhale, exhale, release. Okay, big breath in, big breath out. All right, the last one, and release. Good. Grabbing onto those heavier weights. Take them to the knees, sitting forward in the chair, inhale, lengthen, grow tall. Exhale, fold forward. Arms come down at your sides. Inhale. Exhale, bring the weight to your pockets. Inhale down. Elbows up to the sky. Inhale down. Just gonna do 5. You can do as many as you like, but I'm gonna recommend 5. Scapula coming towards the spine, just like we practiced. And release. Rise up. Grabbing on to whichever weight you want to. For our left side, right side. Extend the right foot forward. Left heel under the knee. When you're ready, inhale. Crush again. Exhale. Push hips forward. Inhale down. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. And release. Let's just take a pause. Reconnect with your breath. And when you're ready, begin. Inhale. Crush the can. Squeeze the glute. Inhale. Exhale. One more. And release. Let's move that chair out of the way. We are going to need it in a minute. So just having the seat facing you. And we'll grab onto your mediums or heavies for just run of the mill deadlift. Okay, nothing fancy, just maintaining our good alignment and posture. Roll the shoulders forward up. Exhale back and down. We're tucking those shoulder blades, like the tips of our wings of our shoulder blades, into the opposite pocket. Hands at the thighs, hands touching the thighs. Lift the arches of the feet, and the heart is lifted. Keep the heart lifted. You can keep the spine neutral as we shave the legs down to mid-shin. Inhale, and then exhale, squeezing the glutes. So nice and controlled, inhaling down and exhaling up. So really, the structure of your shoulders, the girdle here, should stay the same coming down as it is coming up. I'm gonna watch. And there should be a bend in the knee. So bend the knee and scoot the booty back. Yes? Try not to round the back as that happens. Try to keep your shoulder blades tucked into the, try not to let the shoulders come down. We want to keep them engaged back even when you're forward folding. So we got to bend the knee at the same time. Push the hips back, got to bend the knees. That's better. And release. Okay, nice. Grab a heavy weight, just one. And we're going to repeat the exercise that we did sitting with 2 weights. But we're gonna be standing this time, so it's a little bit less support. So, first of all, put that weight in the middle of your chair and come to a tabletop shape. We're going to do our little scapula push-up, so the heart comes down to the basement, and then it lifts up to the penthouse. Down to the basement, up to the penthouse. When it's up in the penthouse, pressing both hands into the chair and feeling that protection. So a little bit of rounding in the upper back. So this is what we want to feel when we're gonna take the weight in one hand and lift it, but we're gonna keep the other hand active and engaged. But we have to kind of shift over. So let's put your right hand in the middle of the chair and the weight in the left hand. And we're going to round that upper back so the heart is in the penthouse. Inhale, pressing into that right hand. Exhale, bring the weight to the pocket, elbow lifts up. Inhale, exhale. So we're lifting with one weight only on one side, the left side. But our right side is not just hanging out. It is active, okay? And my navel is drawing back towards the spine to help support this. It's the last one. Great. Put the weight down. Just stand up. Roll it out. So, lifting the weight with the one arm while the second arm is active in that protraction, okay? So we're going to do that on the other side. Hands, this time left hand in the middle of the chair. Press into the hand and feel that rounding in the upper back. The other arm has the weight. Inhale. Exhale, bring the weight up to your pocket. Inhale down. Now, as you lift the weight, feel the scapula draw in towards the spine. On the other side, the scapula is away from the spine, because we're actively pressing into the hand. There's a little bit of a rounding. Last one. All right. Put the weight down, rise up. Roll it out. Keeping this heavy weight for a goddess goblet squat. So bringing it tight into the chest. Inhale, sink down. And exhale, rise up. Expansion and contraction. So let's do a slow lower. Active rise. Keep that navel lifted. 2 more. But if you need to pause for any reason, it's not a problem ever. Okay. Let's grab a medium weight. We're going to do arms again, but we're going to do the triceps. The triceps might not be as developed as our shoulder. So we're gonna start with a lighter weight and then we'll see we can work our way up. So that very same activation in the upper back, take your right hand to the middle of the chair and we're just gonna gently press your hand into the chair. We're gonna glue your upper arm to the ribs and have a 90 degrees at the elbow. So pressing, your heart is in the penthouse. Inhale, exhale, push this weight up to the sky. Inhale down. So the only movement is at the elbow. My shoulder is not moving. My wrist is not moving. Just at the elbow and push it up as high as you can. Last one. And release. Just roll that out. So probably going to be feeling it some in the arm that is down because it's activated, right? So switching sides. Left palm in the middle of the seat. Lift your heart up to the penthouse, take your upper arm and glue it to your ribs, inhale. Exhale, push the weight up to the sky, inhale, 90 degrees, exhale, push it. Okay, already like that second push with my medium weight, like I am feeling that. This is challenging, I'm gonna keep pressing into my left hand, heart is looking up towards the sky. And one more. I'm gonna rise up. Okay, so I'm gonna make that mental note that when we do this one again, I don't need to increase my weight. This is a perfectly challenging weight enough, but you make that assessment on your own. Let's grab some lights or light to medium. I'm gonna take 5s, but I wouldn't go heavier than that. Palms facing forward, lift the navel, we're gonna squeeze the biceps, turn, and here we go, a slow release down. Okay, so really sensing that in your forearm. Now, imagine these are heavier than they are. So use your imagination like they're super heavy, and then turn and the slow release down. Lift the arches, kneecaps, navel, as if it's super heavy. So if you have a weight and you're kind of like really, you're like, I don't really feel anything on my forearms, then maybe go up and see if you notice a difference. I can sense it. I don't want to feel it like a lot because it's not a part of the body that we do on a regular basis. So you never want to go too much. Last one. And release. Okay. Take a sip of water if you need to before we come to round 2. And we're gonna grab our heavy weights for our Romanians, or just our deadlift, regular deadlift. So palms are touching the thighs, slight bend in the knees, roll the shoulders back and keep them tucked in. Draw the navel back and up towards the heart. See, if you just observe just this first one, my hips are pushing upward. I don't know if you can sense into that. And the shape of my shoulders does not really change very much. So it's harder as it comes down to keep the scapula tucked in to the pockets, but that is what we want to avoid is this. Okay, don't want to see this. It's too hard on the spine. Okay, I want to keep going. You guys keep going. Push the hips back, bend the knees. Keep the heart lifted. Yes. Yeah, much better. And the weight should be touching the leg from the top to the bottom, like you're shaving the front of your leg, the knee and the shin and back. Yeah. Okay. Super duper. Okay. And release. We're going to go back to the row. So the single arm row, your heavy weight or the heaviest that you feel will give you one enough challenge, but 2 not go beyond your limits today. So let's take right hand to the middle of the chair. Left arm can come down. We're going to press that hand into the chair so the heart is lifted up. Take the navel back towards the spine. Inhale, exhale, row, come down. Now, feel the scapula glide up the back toward the spine as you draw the weight toward your pocket. your side pocket. Keep pressing your right hand into the chair. Last one. Release, just put the weight on the chair, rise up. Roll it out. Shift over. Press your left hand into the chair. Round arm at the side. Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze the shoulder blade toward the spine. Navel is drawn back towards the spine as well. Inhale down. Exhale. Roll it up. We're just doing a few. Last one. Keep pressing your left hand into the chair. Release. Good. Come to stand. Keep this nice heavy weight for our goblet squat. Coming into our goddess legs. Inhale, sink down. Exhale, rise up. Lift the navel. Exhale, rise. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And out. Last one. Release. Bring those feet together. Tricep pull now. So I'm sticking with my more medium weight. I'm not going to go up to the heavy weight. However, you might. Right, depending on what you notice the first time around. Maybe you're going down and you do you, there's no right or wrong, okay? So coming into our tabletop, press your right hand into the middle of the chair, take your left arm, glue the upper arm to your ribs, 90 degrees at the elbow, draw the navel back. Big breath in and exhale, just push and then release. Inhale, exhale, push and release to that 90 degrees. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, last one, exhale, inhale, slight bend in the knees, we'll rise up and just switch it over to the other side. Left hand on the chair, press that into the chair, glue the right upper arm to your rib cage, big breath in, exhale, push up, inhale down, exhale, push up, inhale down, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, last one, exhale, inhale, woo, and release. Okay, whew. All right. Let's move to our, I've got forearm, which I was using fives. You do you. Lift the arches, lift the kneecaps, lift the navel. And as if this was so heavy, squeeze it in, turn it around, slow release. And again, as if it's way heavier than it is. And then slow release. Check that your shoulders are rolled back and down and repeat. Shoulder blades tucked into those opposite pockets. Lift the navel. Last one. And release. Great. Okay, let's come down onto the floor. Grab your heavy weights. And maybe some mediums for the top of the mat. Keep the feet back, keep the shoes or get rid of them. Rolling down one vertebrae at a time or simply lying onto your side and rolling onto your back. Hugging the knees, squeeze and spread the toes, stretch out the face. Big breath in. Big breath out, big breath in. And out. Okay, so we did a lot of shoulders and arms there. So let's just shift to the glutes. So grabbing onto your heavy weight. And depending how you're feeling today, if you want to explore taking a second weight, crossing it, just to give yourself a little extra challenge, that's always available. Tucking in the shoulders, so they're flat, tucking in the chin, feet are hip distance or maybe a bit wider, knees are bent. Big breath in. And then exhale up to the sky. Inhale down, all the way down. So this time we're going to do an inhale up a little bit, inhale down, sorry. Exhale up halfway, inhale down. Exhale up all the way, inhale down. Exhale up halfway, inhale down. Exhale up all the way and inhale down. And basically, when the hips touch the floor, it's just kind of kissing the floor and then moving right into the next one. Unless you need to take a pause, which is totally fine. Just moving kind of in this quick, so a little bit up, down, and then a little bit all the way up. A little bit up, and then all the way up. So focusing on squeezing the glutes, a little bit of hamstring. This will be the last one. And release. So nice and easy. Take those weights in close to the chest, roll over and drop them down. Tuck in the shoulders, lift the knees, knees over the hips, shins parallel, flex the feet. Take your right hand to the left knee and press. Resist these two together and then extend your opposite limbs. You can float them or you can drop them down. Choice is yours, but really press into the opposite, drawing the navel down towards the spine, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, and release. Whew. Thought I'd throw that one in for fun. That was pretty spicy, but just a little bit of core work there. And then over to the other side. So this side, opposite hand to knee. So left hand to right knee, knee over ankle, shin is parallel, flex the foot. Opposite limbs either extending, hovering, or touching the ground. And it doesn't matter which one, okay? We're going to resist. Hand to knee, knee to hand, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, draw the navel down, and release, hug in the knees. Stretch out the face and rock from side to side. Release those feet down, rolling over, grabbing the weights for your hips. So you can crisscross them over onto the pelvis, tuck the shoulders, tuck the chin. Knees are bent, feet maybe a little wider than hip distance. Take a big breath in. Exhale up a little. Inhale down. Exhale up a lot. Inhale down. Exhale up a little. And then a lot. And moving at a pretty good pace here. Squeezing and releasing at the glute. Release, squeeze a little. Release, squeeze a lot. Release, squeeze a little. Release, squeeze a lot. Release, squeeze a little. Release, squeeze a lot. Release, squeeze a little. And this time a lot. Hold, breathe. Really hug in the glutes. Hamstrings working like crazy. And release down. Take those weights in towards the chest. Roll over. Drop down the weights. Moving right into the same core exercise. Start with right hand, left knee. Press and then extend opposite limbs. Here we go. And release, hug it in. Big breath in. And exhale over to the other side. Press and resist. Exhale, squeeze in, hands at the knees, circle them around. Stretch out the face, circle the other way. Hug in one knee, press the opposite heel away. Press in the other knee, and extend the other leg. Bring both feet as wide as your mat. Knees bent, arms up, grab onto your elbows. Big breath in. Just let your elbows draw all the way to the right. Your head stays neutral. And then let your knees drop over to the left, any amount. So your spine is pretty neutral. We're getting a stretch through the shoulders and through the hips. Just maintaining and breathing here, making any little adjustments you need to be comfortable. And then inhaling up to center, and then exhaling over to the other side. Breathing in and out, just let the knees drop, provide that little stretch at the hip. Adjust your feet, the position of your feet, but keep the head neutral and drawing your elbows over to the left side. And then connect breath with movement. Inhale up. Exhale, opposite side. Inhale up. Exhale over. We're going to do it one more time on each side. Great. And then release. Coming into your most comfortable Shavasana shape. And just tuck in the shoulders so they're nice and flat. Begin to draw your attention to the breath within the body. Smoothing the rise and fall of the chest. And then let's just check in with the body as it is in this moment. What are you noticing? Sensations in the body? Noticing, if there's any kind of vibrations in the heart. And the mind, is it fluctuating between past and present, future, and the present? Just seeing how it is. For the next few more moments, just with intention, allowing things to be as they are. And then drawing your attention to the breath, rise and fall of the chest. To absorb the benefits of this very important practice. The maintenance of our bone density, perhaps increasing our bone density, increasing our muscular ability, strength. Challenging from time to time our cardiovascular. all these physical parts of the practice. You can absorb in this moment. And then there's also this ability to pay attention to your body, to respond skillfully to the body, to know and appreciate and be kind and friendly to the body. And when we practice these things on the mat, it will stay with you throughout the day. Observe the mind, bring neutrality. Off that and off the mat. Recognizing the value of knowing the mind, of being able to pause and observe the mind without judging it. And the body. Let's bring some movement into the hands and the feet and the face. Big breath in, big breath out. If it feels good to you, arms overhead for a gentle full body stretch. Exhale, release. In your own time, bringing your arms and legs toward each other and rolling over to one side. Pausing here. And then in your own time, rising up. Coming to a seated posture. Sensing into the spine in this upright position. Sensing into any other sensations that are making themselves known to you, adjusting as you need to. Remembering you can sit on the floor, you can move to the chair. There's no right or wrong. I invite you to bring your hands up to heart center. Take a moment just to thank yourself for taking care of yourself in this, I think, a very special and unique way. And we'll seal in with the unifying Om as we inhale together. Very much for practicing with me today. And we'll see you soon.